Good evening, everyone, and welcome to those watching online and those in the gallery. Welcome to tonight's special meeting of Council, 22nd of October 2025. Prior to the commencement of the special council meeting at 5 p.m, we'll have the following. Welcome to Country, and that will be conducted by Ms Brenda Larson. Declaration of office, and the new council members will be sworn in by Mr Martin Chape, JP, by making a declaration of office in accordance with section 2.29 of the Local Government Act 1995 and as prescribed in Form 7 of the Local Governance Constitution Regulations 1998. Welcome, as I said, to our members, our council-elect, members of the public, media, staff and those watching via our live stream. A special welcome and congratulations to our newest councillors-elect. We have Councillor Shannon Dean for Altone Ward, Councillor Nav Carr from Altone Ward, Councillor Maria DeCiro from Pearce Ward, and Councillor Mel Congerton from Whiteman Ward. So welcome and congratulations to the following councillors-elect who were re-elected. We have Councillor Aaron Bowman from Pearce Ward, who will be attending electronically, Councillor Jennifer Catalano from Altone Ward, Councillor Sarah Howlett from the Midland Guildford Ward, and Councillor Charlie Zanino from the Swan Valley Gidgegannup Ward. The role of our council members is vital in shaping the future of our city and meeting the challenges that we have and we face in achieving our vision. We're excited to work alongside you as we continue to foster a culture of inclusivity, respect and also collaboration. At a time of unprecedented growth for the city, your qualities of leadership and energy will help ensure every voice is heard and valued. So congratulations and a sincere welcome to each of you. Before we commence our special meeting of council, we'll have a welcome to country ceremony, which I said we'll invite Ms Brenda Larson, and then the declarations of office by the councillors-elect, witnessed by Mr Martin Chape, JP. And our welcome to country. If you'd like to please welcome Ms Brenda Larson, who's going to conduct a welcome to Selgie. Thank you. It's up to you what you feel comfortable with. Probably stand.
Yes. Kaya. Okay. Nganyang Kwel Brenda, Ngan Mort, Wajak, Balladong, Minang, Wilman. Okay, so I come from the Wajak area with traditional owners. My grandmother was, great-grandmother or great-great-grandmother was born in Kings Park. And I remember talking to my dad, and she grew up in Forest Chase and talked about her stories of growing up there. And we also come from the Balladong area, which is the wheat belt area, York, Northern, and now I live down here with my family. So, and welcome to country. And I tell you that because it's important to know for Noongar people and Aboriginal people to know where we come from, because this is where our welcome to country comes from. It's not there as a gimmick or whatever. It's there. It's of huge importance to us culturally for our protocols, because I can't just go into somebody else's country like Ewart country and just walk in there and do as I please. I have to pay my respects there, respect their way of doing things, their sacred places. Just take a breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, so the welcome to country is really important. So what I'm doing when I go into a different country is I acknowledge their ways. I respect their ways of doing things, you know, and it may differ from mine, it may not. Their language or their dialect, Noongar dialects, may differ from my dialect, but I respect their way of doing it. So that's why it's important to us. And I like the theme, part of the theme for NAIDOC this year, which is legacy. So as we do go about our everyday lives and, you know, the new incoming ones and the ones that have been here. So what is your legacy going to be? What are you going to be remembered for? My legacy is and I'll say this, okay. If I can see it, we can't, is Ngalang Borakan, Mort, Wangan, Wermalajan, Murijavan. So my legacy is making my family strong in their language and in their culture. So yes, we did lose a bit of our culture, but it is coming back strong. And how am I doing this? How am I leaving my legacy? I coordinate a worldwide program for Noongar language and culture. There's been over 20,000 people in all different countries who learn about the Noongar language and the culture. I do a Noongar workshop every week for the library, and there we create the Noongar word of the week. If you've seen that, so that's my legacy, and that's helping my grandchildren become strong in people and who they are. Sorry. So, Wanju, Nidjanunga, Budja, we're Wajak Budjera. So, we're Midland, and this is a place of trade and exchange and becoming strong for our people. So what's your legacy going to be? We're custodians of this country, you're custodians now, you know, in the environment, the wildlife, and the people who live here. Younger. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for that lovely welcome, Brenda, and for sharing us with your family and traditions and just teaching us a little bit more about your culture. Well, we now begin with the declaration of office, which is the swearing-in part of the ceremony. The council-elect are to take the declaration of office as required by section 2.29 of the Act, and Mr Martin Chape has been invited by the City to witness the declaration of office by the newly elected and re-elected council members. So we will call council-elect to take their declaration of office individually. Councillor Bowman completed his declaration earlier today at the City of Swan Administration Building as he is unable to attend this evening. When I call your name, could you please come up, and Martin will take us through your declaration and he'll witness your signature on your declaration as well. A photo will be taken and then you can please take your seat at the council table. So we'll begin with Councillor Jennifer Catalano from Altone Ward.
Councillor.
Grab a seat.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can stand if you like.
I'll
and
just
read.
stand, thanks.
Okay. Just have to read this out aloud
Okay.
and then sign it in front of me.
Okay. All right. So I'll grab it. Okay. All right then. I, Jennifer Catalano of 5 Elvire Street, Midland, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people of the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Thank you. Happy to sign it.
Right to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Photo? Are you right? I'm going to clap.
So what do we do? What do you want us to do? Okay.
Whoa! And now we have Councillor Shannon Dean from the Altone Ward.
I, Shannon Mark Dean, of 44 Auburn Vista, Brabham, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take office upon myself and will duly, faithfully and honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office of the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Get you to sign it. Thank you. Want to hold that photo?
Well done, Sharon. Next, I have Councillor Nav Carr from Altone Ward. Okay.
Here we are. Just get you to read that out aloud and then we'll sign it.
Sure. Hi, Nav Kaur of 1 Croydon Avenue, Yorkine, have been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan. Declare that I take the office upon myself and with duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfill the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995. Thank you.
So I'll read it there. You'll get a photo in a second.
Well, well done. I'll ask Councillor Sarah Howlett from the Midland Guildford Ward.
Okay. I, Sarah Howlett of 25 Frederick Street, Midland, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Top one.
Bring that up.
I'm just going to stamp it so that I'll give it back to you. Get your photos there.
Thank you. Right. And I'll ask Councillor Maria Takiro from the Pierce Ward to come forward.
Just get you to read that out aloud and then sign it there.
Yep. I, Maria Takero, of 39 Rosewood Heights, Ellenbrook, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfill the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
I'm just going to stamp and sign it, so I'll give it back to you to get the photo.
Yeah.
Maria. Councillor Charlie Zanino for Swan Valley Gidgegannet Ward.
I think so.
I, Charlie Zanino of 363 Leonard Street, Herne Hill, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995. Yep.
All right, Charlie. And last we have Councillor Mel Congerton from the Wyman ward.
Just get you to read that section out loud and then sign it on the top line.
Sure. I, Melvin Paul Congerton of 15A Bayview Vista, Ballajura, having been elected by the office of Council for the City of Swan, declare that I will take office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
I'll just stamp it, sign it, I'll give it back to you.
Well done. Congratulations. Well, as we said, a massive congratulations again to our newly elected council members. We will now be taking a short break and we'll return at 6 p.m. for our special council meeting of council. Welcome everyone to tonight's special council meeting, and this is the declaration to open the special meeting council at 6 p.m. The City of Swan acknowledges the traditional custodians of this region, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and their continuing connection to the land, waters and community, and we pay our respects to elders past, present and their descendants. The terms and conditions of entry into this meeting are posted at the entry of the public gallery, and members of the public are advised to read them prior to attending this meeting and abide by them, please. We have all council members current, re-elected and newly elected, except for Councillor Bowman, who is attending electronically. Councillor Bowman, can you declare that you can maintain confidentiality if required?
I can, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, we can hear you nice and clearly. There are no disclosures of interest this evening. For those newly elected council members, there is a copy of the form in the drawer in front of you if you do need to make a disclosure of interest, and this is to be completed and you just hand it up to the CEO. Are there any declarations of interest? No? Okay, thank you. So this moves to part 5, which is public question time, and 5.3, which is questions relating to reports contained in the agenda. Is there any member of the public wishing to ask a question on any item of the agenda? Not tonight. And part 6, deputations, there are nil. Part 7, report 7.1.1 is the election of Deputy Mayor tonight. I refer council members to agenda item 7.1.1, election of the Deputy Mayor. The position of Deputy Mayor has become vacant in accordance with section 2.28 of the Local Government Act 1995. Election of the Deputy Mayor is dealt with in accordance with Schedule 2.3, Division 2 of the Local Government Act 1995, and the election is to be run by the CEO. Under section 2.15 of the Local Government Act 1995, the office of Deputy Mayor is to be filled in accordance with Schedule 2.3, Division 2 of the Local Government Act 1995. I'll hand over to the CEO to conduct the election.
I'll just need a microphone that's going to work. There, I'll try again. Good evening, council members. Tonight's election is held in accordance with the Local Government Act, Local Government Constitution regulations, and more importantly, or as importantly, the Local Government Election regulations. As noted, there is a requirement at the first decision of council to elect a Deputy Mayor. Over the last 2 days since your election, we have called for nominations for the position. As noted, there are 6 nominations that have been received as at prior to this evening's proceedings. You would note from the advice I've sent to date that this is a unique situation that we have a member of council who is attending by electronic means. Under the Local Government Act, a council member can ask to, and if consented is given by the presiding member, attend by electronic means. Under the Local Government Act, if a council member asks and is consented to, they attend and must vote. The requirement for the election of the Deputy Mayor requires that the position is voted on secretly. The requirement also asks that each council member, when their vote is taken, no one else knows what that vote is. To facilitate the process, the ballots were closed initially by me at 4 p.m. today and all ballots printed. I had, at that point in time, nominations from, in alphabetical order, Councillor Rod Henderson, Councillor Sarah Howlett, Councillor Kate McCulloch, Councillor Hayden Miles, Councillor Rochelle Prodovnik and Councillor Charlie Zanino. A ballot with those names on has been prepared at this time. Whilst it is open to a council member to still nominate now if they wish, or to withdraw if they wish, as noted in the advice I sent out, were a council member to do that, the process which we're using to facilitate Councillor Bowman's attendance would invalidate his vote. Were that a requirement, council has options in front of them or before them which could allow for procedural motion to simply adjourn proceedings till all council members were in the chamber next week. However, this process is lawful. It has been done to facilitate his attendance, a very important tonight personal event, and I'm hoping we can proceed. Can I ask then whether any other council council member is seeking to nominate or withdraw? I therefore resolve that the 6 candidates whose names appear on the ballot are the 6 candidates for the office of election of Deputy Mayor. In a minute, I will hand each of you a ballot. It will be starting with Councillor Catalano and working around the chamber till we reach Councillor Howlett. When you receive the ballot paper, and I'll show you one sitting here, you are asked to number the squares. Please do not tick or your ballot is invalid. You are not obliged to number all squares. However, you must start with at least 1. If you do not put 1 on the ballot, your vote is invalid. If you do not number all squares, and it comes the process of elimination where we do not have a candidate who receives 8 votes in the first round, it is potential that your ballot may be extinguished. In other words, as we go through, if only someone has put 1 and a 2 and their vote is now closed out, then the quorum or the quota must be giving the time, I've spoken too long. The quota required for election will reduce. For instance, an excluded ballot moves into that pile and then there are only 14 remaining ballots. At that point in time, we still need 8 in order to form a majority because a tie of 7 and 7 will not give us majority. If another excluded ballot moves out of the pile and there are 13 votes left, then the majority required is only 7. That is an absolute majority out of the 13 remaining ballots. So it is your choice to nominate or to mark all squares. You will ensure that your vote counts the most by marking all squares. When you receive a ballot from me, you are asked then to move into the room next door where there is a WAC election booth. Having marked it, take the ballot and fold it either in half or preferably into 4 places. Return and place the ballot in the ballot box. As you can see, the ballot box is clear and it has no ballots in it at this time. When we come to the position of Councillor Bowman, I have Councillor Bowman's vote sealed, marked this is Aaron's vote, take care, and sealed on the back. I was there and crossed over. I will pass that to the governance manager, executive manager governance, to confirm this has not been tampered with. Upon her confirmation, I will open that and the same folded ballot will be taken out by me and placed in the ballot box. When all 15 ballots have been received, we will move that ballot box to the rear, and I have the keys in my pocket so no one can get to it before I do. I just hope the keys work and I can get the ballot box open. To the rear of the chambers where we will firstly confirm that all 15 ballots are there, and then we'll distribute the ballots based on their first preference. I will announce a first preference vote for each of the candidates. You'll be able to keep your own records if you wish about who's got what, and then I'll give you a tally on the first preference at that point in time. If we have not reached 8, we will move to the first process of exclusion. That is, the candidate with the least number of votes will be excluded. If there are 2 candidates with the least number of votes, they will go into a draw. There is a box behind you where the names of the 2 candidates will be inserted into a plastic ball and they'll be randomly chosen. That randomly chosen person's ballots will be excluded first. If we cross the 8 threshold at that point in time, we have a winner. If we don't, we'll exclude the second person's, and again, we will keep going through that process. Given the number of candidates is fairly high, it is probable, in my estimation, that we will need to move to at least 2 rounds of voting. However, that's up to you. I'm not the one who's making the decision tonight. Madam Mayor, each of the 6 candidates has the opportunity now to make a short statement of up to 3 minutes to their fellow council members as to why they are seeking the candidacy for the office of Deputy Mayor. I would suggest that it be done in the order in which those persons are on the ballot paper, and if that is your consent, I'll ask Councillor Rod Henderson to make the first statement. Timer, please.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. CEO and Madam Mayor. I'm going to try and keep this short because there's going to be 6 of us and that's going to take a little bit of time. So I want to get down to some key points, and that is that so I've served as a councillor for 14 years and I'm a passionate representative for community needs, aspirations, expectations, those sort of things. And I think what flows out of that and what brought me to council is that I have a solid business understanding. I'm a retired fellow of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, and that gave me the ability to build a good governance in my own business, and obviously it assists me here. So the other aspect is I've been active in committees, audit, Swan Valley Planning, Bushfire Advisory, CEO Selection, CEO Review, East Metropolitan Regional Council Delegate, the State Joint Development Assessment Panels and other minor committees. So I have a close connection with community leaders, and just a few would be Father Bonaventura, the Holy Cross, John Jessup, the Swan Valley Tourism, Sally Block at Gidgagana Progress Association, Dante Marabay at Damiang Filipino President, Andrew Minogue. He's Swan Guildford Historical Society President, Lauren Pratt. Midland Mills serving the needy, and many others, but that's some of my connections in the community more broadly. And I'm open and accountable. I attend community groups on a regular basis to understand and advocate their local issues. And I've been a strong supporter of key environmental issues impacting Swan as far back as 1995. But I'm also supported many residents outside of my ward, and I think that's something that most of us do, but it's important to note that we're not just here for our ward, we're here for everyone. And I'm not afraid of a fight when things get to get things done. Always speak my mind, and will respect final council decisions. Bottom line is I have the time, the commitment, the experience and to work hard for our broad and diverse Swan community, and doing so to support the Mayor as our leader. Your vote for me will be a vote for us to work together as a strong, unified and focused City Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Henderson.
Thank you, Councillor Henderson. You were virtually right on the time. Councillor Sarah Howlett.
Thank you, Mr. CEO and Madam Mayor. Firstly, I'd like to welcome all the re-elected councillors back to the chambers, and I'd like to offer congratulations to all the newly elected councillors. I look forward to working with you over the coming years. Councillors, the role of the Deputy Mayor is important to providing consistency as they act as a key partner to the Mayor in helping to advance community cohesion, representing the Council's priorities and exercising any of the Mayor's functions when authorised to do so as prescribed by the Act. During my first term on Council, I demonstrated that I could build and maintain effective relationships with other councillors and staff, which is crucial for a collaborative and productive governing body. I'm well connected to the community, engaging through various channels to stay connected. I'm approachable and empathetic, fostering open communication, ensuring community voices are heard. This includes attending community meetings and engaging on social media to understand local issues. I've demonstrated my commitment to my role on Council by showing up prepared for meetings and public engagements, attending Council meetings, strategy sessions and workshops fully informed. I've made my decisions with integrity and accountability, even under pressure, having a strong understanding of the long-term consequences of financial and policy decisions and how they impact residents. Councillors, with so many of us vying for the role of Deputy Mayor tonight, I'm seeking your number 1 or your number 2 on the ballot paper. And I want to extend the best of luck to all the candidates that are running, and may the best candidate succeed.
Thank you, Councillor Howlett.
Thank you. The next candidate is Councillor Kate McCulloch.
Thank you, Mr. CEO, Mayor, councillors. Congratulations to the newly elected and re-elected councillors in the recent local government elections. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Well, over 30 years living in the city of Swan across 6 different suburbs has certainly shown me significant areas of need, areas of and strengths, and so many things that make our city of Swan so very great. It is my 3rd term on council, and I can honestly say it has been enjoyable, educational, and it has allowed me to extend my networks from working previously for many years in the community and utilising those networks and connections to greater strengths to impact local residents and stakeholders. Over the time that I have been on council, I have championed a number of environmental and social initiatives, and I'm very proud of those, and I thank fellow councillors for working with me in many of those aspects. Some of the motions that I have moved over the years, which I have found valuable for our community, was the women's only swimming programs, which sees a greater number of women, for many and varied reasons, being able to securely swim in privacy and enjoy the ability to learn how to swim. The sustainability and the preservation of our black cockatoos, and as you all know, the consultation is proceeding in our communities as we speak, and looking at something for the city of Swan, which is a watershed moment where we are actually leading the way with what we see in the sustainability and protection of these precious birds. I've also led initiatives and moved motions that support the City of Swan's economic development and financial health. Rates in perpetuity is something significantly important to the city as we grow and as we see so many people come in and want to continue to limit the rates that we impose on families. In my professions, I have held various leadership positions, and I believe that that allows me to lead with authenticity and integrity and with compassion. I have built relationships over the years with the business community, stakeholders, community groups from a diverse range of backgrounds. Many community events, and I've been on many panels. I could keep going, but I'm running out of time, so I humbly ask for your support in this election this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McCulloch.
The next candidate is Councillor Hayden Miles.
Thank you, Mr. CEO and Madam Mayor. I'd also like to congratulate our newly elected councillors, and especially first-time councillors, Marie Takiro, Shannon Dean and Navkor. Your commitment and passion for serving your community is really noted, and being given the opportunity to serve here is a real privilege, and I look forward to working alongside you to achieve some really great things. I'm standing for Deputy Mayor because our council's success is measured by our ability to collaborate, debate respectfully, to provide for our community's needs and work towards a better future, and I'm prepared to step up to support these goals. The role of Deputy Mayor must be filled by someone who can work well with Mayor Richardson, the rest of Council and our CEO, someone who can advocate to the state and federal government for securing important funding for projects that benefit our community directly, and someone who has the availability and capacity to step up to fulfill the duties of the Mayor when she may not be available. I believe I have these required skills to fulfill this role from my solid working relationships with all elected members and the CEO, my important connections with state and federal government, and my flexible working and personal arrangements. Having a Deputy Mayor that has the respect of government members who provide for the city with funding is incredibly, incredibly important and cannot be understated. This is a matter of being able to deliver on our projects for our residents and for our ratepayers or not. And I trust that I am best positioned to deliver on these advocacy priorities alongside our Mayor and CEO. And I know many of you may have questions about my experience, considering, yes, I was elected at 21, although I might have been beaten by Councillor Takira here, and I'm only halfway through my first term, but I believe I have made a strong contribution to this council and this community. I have served on our audit committee. I have a solid understanding of our meeting procedures. I've served on the Walga zone and was trusted by that zone to represent the East Metro region on the Walga State Council, providing leadership and a voice for our region in the broader sector. I attended citizenship ceremonies, civic events, support our community groups and staff, and I serve in my role with compassion and dedication. Yes, I'm a young person, but I'm also your equal. We all sit around this chamber with one vote, and we all have a duty to contribute and provide leadership to this city. When I first ran for council, I thought I did not belong, yet our growing city comprised of roughly 42% of people aged 30. We lacked a voice, we did not see ourselves reflected, and at the highest levels of leadership, but that's what's motivated me to run for councillor and now deputy mayor today. So, councillors, I humbly ask you for your support, because I believe having a woman as our mayor and a young man as our deputy mayor sends a signal to all of our communities that this council reflects who we are, who we want to be, and that celebrates those differences and commits ourselves to working together to deliver for the City of Swan. Thank you, and good luck to the rest of them.
Thank you, Councillor Miles.
Thank you, and Councillor Rochelle Prodovnik.
Okay. Right, this is a very hard act to follow, everyone. Well done. Councillors, tonight I stand before you proud to be among colleagues whose experience, commitment and skills I admire. As you've heard tonight, each of us brings something valuable to this table. And I truly believe our greatest strength lies in how we work together as one united team to build a stronger City of Swan. I'm nominating for Deputy Mayor, not just because I believe I can contribute, but because I want to contribute meaningfully, collaboratively, and with purpose. As an award-winning journalist, I've spent years giving voice to local stories. As a media professional, I understand the power of communication, transparency, and building trust with our community. Since being elected in 2019, and even before that as a journalist reporting on the City of Swan for many years, I've seen the best of leadership, and I've learnt from it. I know what it takes to lead effectively, to listen, to support, to unite. This is the first time I've nominated for Deputy Mayor, and it means a great deal to me. I bring 6 years of council experience, deep community connections, and a lifelong investment in this city. My story began here as a child of immigrant parents. My mother didn't speak English, and like many professionals who came from Europe, my father's qualifications as a veterinary surgeon were not recognised in Australia. But like so many migrant families who came to the Swan Valley, they worked hard and they built a life for their 5 children. My father eventually resat his exams and went on to work for a federal government department, and he helped others through service. And that's the spirit that I bring today, shaped by sacrifice, rooted in resilience, and driven by the desire to give back to the city that gave my family a future. There is a powerful community here in the City of Swan, one with deep generational roots, and that's my story too. If my father was alive today, he'd be very proud to know his daughter stood here, part of a team, ready to serve. Tonight I ask for your support, not just for me, but for what we can achieve together. I bring my experience, my skills, and above all, my commitment to this council and to this city. It would be an honour to have your support to serve as Deputy Mayor, and I ask for your vote tonight so we can build something great together.
Thank you, Councillor Prodovnik.
Thank you, and the final candidate is Councillor Charlie Zanino.
Thank you. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate and welcome all the newly elected councillors. I trust your term on council will be very enjoyable and fruitful. Most of you know me as a long-serving councillor of over 30 years and as past mayor for 11 years. I seek your support for the position of Deputy Mayor. I offer a stabilising influence and valuable experience which I have acquired as a councillor and as Mayor, and also to support Mayor Richardson over the next 2 years. I value good working relationships between councillors, staff and all levels of government, whether it be state government or federal government, but most importantly with our community. My goal is to help achieve a high level of confidence in this council and prosperity for the City of Swan. In this role, experience is very important. I ask you to support me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Zanino.
Thank you, candidates. I'll now distribute a ballot paper to each member to vote. Mayor, I'll ask you to vote at the end. I'm required under the Local Government Act to sign the back of each ballot to prove that it is a valid ballot for the City of Swan. Councillors, if for any reason when you go next door you spoil your ballot, you need to bring it back to me and I'll strike it out, and I have a few spares to be able to issue, but there will only be 15 votes tonight. Councillor Catalano.
Squeeze in.
Councillor Dean. Councillor Carr. Can we just text Councillor Bowman in a minute and just tell he's about to come up for voting? Councillor Ringo. We'll do yours last.
There's Councillor Bowman still online.
We text him?
Yes. Do you want to hear?
Okay, I've got his number. Councillor Bowman, can you turn your camera on and just confirm you are there, please?
I'm still here.
Yep. I'm just going to show you your ballot in a minute, as you are the next to vote. Councillor Bowman, I'm holding your ballot in front of me. It's marked, "This is Aaron's vote, take care," and sealed on the back and signed. It is untampered with. I will ask the Executive Manager to confirm it has not been tampered with. It is sealed.
Yep, it's sealed. It's been tampered with.
Yep. Open it and I'll toss the ballot in the box. And the winner is... That's how the Logie goes. Councillor Bowman, your ballot has been deposited in the box. Councillor McCulloch.
Thank you.
Councillor Takero. Councillor Miles. Councillor Congerton. Councillor Zanino. Councillor Henderson. Councillor Brodovnik. Councillor Johnson. Councillor Howlett. Mayor Richardson. Okay, council members, I confirm 15 ballots have been distributed and we will now confirm they have received.
Yep.
None got lost in transit. Council members, we will now distribute the ballots according to their first preference and they record those on your sheet. They vote for Councillor McCulloch. They vote for Councillor Zanina. They vote for Councillor Henderson. They vote for Councillor Miles. They vote for Councillor Zanina. I vote for Councillor McCulloch. I vote for Councillor Prodopnik. I vote for Councillor McCulloch. I vote for Councillor Zanina. I vote for Councillor Miles. I vote for Councillor Prodopnik. I vote for Councillor Henderson. I vote for Councillor Howard. I vote for Councillor Howard. I vote for Councillor Zanina. As at the first distribution, we do not have 8 ballots. I will confirm. We have 2 ballots for Councillor Henderson, 2 ballots for Councillor Howard, 3 ballots for Councillor McCulloch, 4 candidates with equal number of lowest votes, 4. I will now put 4 names into the hat. We could have please start. That's it. The little peas. Hope you bought 4 peas. Otherwise we haven't got a pot. We will be excluding for consideration Councillor Henderson. Councillor Henderson. We'll be excluding for consideration Councillor Howard. We'll be considering Councillor Miles. Considering excluding Councillor Dog. I find an empty ball there on the table. The first excluded councillor is Councillor Sarah Howlett. Second vote for council on this ballot went to Councillor McCulloch. The second ballot on this vote went to Councillor McCulloch. At this point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do not have a majority of votes, but we have excluded Councillor Howlett. We'll move to the next candidate. No, from the balls.
Oh, from the balls.
Yeah. Won't leave them sitting there. The next excluded candidate is Councillor Hayden Miles. Second preference, Councillor Pridovnik. Second preference, Councillor Zanino. I still do not have an outcome where we have 8 votes, but for the 2 leading candidates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Councillor McCulloch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Councillor Zanino. Councillor Miles, your candidacy is removed. We will now move to exclude Councillor Pridovnik. The second vote for Councillor on this ballot, first because it was a redistributed one, was Councillor Miles. He is already excluded. Councillor Pridovnik is now excluded. The third vote is for Councillor Zanino. The first vote on this ballot was for Councillor Brodovnik. The second vote was Councillor Zanino. The first vote was Councillor Brodovnik. The second vote was Councillor Zanino. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a candidate who has now achieved 8 votes, that be Councillor Charlie Zanino. Therefore, it is not necessary to do further exclusions. In accordance with the local government regulations, I hereby declare that Councillor Charlie Zanino is elected to the office of Deputy Mayor.
Congratulations.
Councillor Zanino, I have here your plaque, and we will ask you to take the oath of office. Before we do that, because we don't know who the winner is, we just need to print your oath of office, which will be printed downstairs and rushed up the stairs to us. But in the interim, I present to you. Councillors, the election ballot papers will all be retained in accordance with the requirement of the Act. I will prepare advice to the Minister and Department of Local Government, which will be issued tomorrow, confirming the outcome of the elections. As you can see, it has been transparent, fair and accurate process, and one I rehearsed 3 times this afternoon so we could get right. So thank you very much for your participation. And Councillor Bowman, we have one more item to consider, but if you are leaving, please just advise the meeting that you are departing.
I will depart now, and thank you all councillors for accommodating me.
Thank you, Councillor Bowman.
Don't need to. We don't need to read. Might I suggest, Councillor Deputy Mayor Zanino, that you come round to the point at which you'll swear the oath of office. And Mr Schaefer, just to come up there. As soon as the form's here, we can get that matter concluded.
Thank you. I, Councillor Charlie Zanino of 363 Leonard Street, Herne Hill, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Gonna go across. I've got a waiting. I can do it. Thank you, Mr. CEO. Councillors, well, congratulations and thank you to those that nominated as well. We move to our next item, which is 7.1.2, which is the allotment of the positions at the council table, the next part of the exciting part of the evening. Under the City of Swan Meeting Procedures Local Law 2023, Part 6, Clause 6.1, at the first meeting held after each election day, the council is to allot a position to council table to each member, and each member is to occupy that position at each council meeting. There are no statutory requirements for how this process is to be conducted, and positions can be allocated in a number of ways. Once the seating has been agreed to by council, it will be set for 2 years unless council resolves otherwise. It is recommended that 1. The seating position be allocated as shown in attachment 1 by ward and then alphabetically by surname in each ward. 2. The Mayor as the presiding member shall be seated in the presiding member's position allocated at the front chamber bench. 3. The Deputy Mayor shall be seated at the chamber table with their ward council members, seated alphabetically by council member's surname. 4. The Chief Executive Officer be seated to the Mayor's right, and the Executive Manager of Governance for the City of Swan will sit to the Mayor's left at the front chamber bench. 5. In the Mayor's absence, the Deputy Mayor as presiding member shall sit in the presiding member's seat. And 6. Whenever any council member in the absence of the Mayor or the Deputy Mayor is the Deputy Presiding Member, they will be seated at the chamber bench. So I'll need a council member to move the officer's recommendation, please. I have Councillor Congerton. I have a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Miles. Is there anyone against? That's carried. Thank you. Now, brings us to the closure of the meeting, and that's right now. I declare the special meeting council closed at this time at 6:53, and thank you to those watching online and those in the gallery. Good night.